All right, good morning, students. I just wanted to take a minute or two here to walk you through this universal law of gravitation PhET assignment. So when you first load it up, you're going to have a couple questions on the differences between mass and weight. And if you went through the guided notes, you should be familiar with that concept. It was the last little video you watched. If you did the jumping extension, you should know that you jump different lengths on different planets due to the amount of gravity. And then also, how does that affect your weight? So if you need some clues on that, you could look at the differences of mass and weight over here, answer the couple questions. Okay, so moving onwards, we're going to get into a PhET assignment. Our observation is the gravitational pull between objects depends on the mass of the two objects. Okay, so in other words, we're going to look at how mass affects the gravitational pull between two objects. Okay, so you're going to find it by going to this website right here in the blue, Gravity Force Lab. Click on it. It's going to load up the simulation, and you're going to have two different masses. Mass 1 in the blue, mass 2 in the pink. Okay? The things that you need to notice are the variables. So down here, you can change this, right? You click the up arrow, adds mass. Click the down arrow, lowers the mass. And your goal is to observe, how does mass affect the amount of force. And if you remember from our guided notes, force is measured in newtons. And the higher the newtons, the more the newtons, the greater that gravitational force is within this system or between these two objects. Okay, so you're going to mess around with it, change the mass. You can also change the distance. So you can drag them farther apart, and you can tell how far apart they are by the distance in the middle. So as we bring them closer, we can see that the distance between them gets closer and closer. Okay, how does that affect the amount of force? That's going to be the second part of the assignment. Okay, so mess around with it. Then you're going to do the experiment. So in experiment 1, we have it set up for you. All you need to do is determine the mass of the object. So change the mass to 1. Okay, you can do both. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. And we're just going to look at how mass affects the gravitational attraction between two objects. Okay, so at 1 mass, what is the force between the two objects? Right here. Okay, and then you're going to increase the mass. How does that change that gravitational attraction? Okay. Second experiment, we're going to change the distance. So set both masses to 3. Boom. And then you're going to set them as far away as 10 meters. So 10. Here's your force. And we're just going to bring closer and closer and see how that affects that gravitational pull. Okay. You have a couple of analysis questions and a conclusion. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.